Hey guys, my name is Peter, and I would just like to express my reaction to Michael Moore's film SiCKO. First of all, I have to give Michael Moore much deserved credit for speaking out and making awareness of the imperfections of America's healthcare system. He expresses the plain fact that America's refusal to reform its healthcare system significantly has resulted in the struggles and deaths of thousands of Americans. And, well, by that I mean that throughout U.S. history, U.S. citizens have been denied health assistance numerous times because of either past medical history, or they weren't being covered by a certain health insurance, or they weren't able to afford it. And after watching this film, I wasn't really pleased with America in general. Was our healthcare really responsible for these horrible actions? I was really shocked because my perception of healthcare in the U.S. before wasn't all that bad. It seemed that people were paying fairly for their healthcare. But what I didn't realize was what some other countries had already established for their healthcare. And by that I mean today, many countries have free universal health care available at any time. And in countries such as France, citizens receive free medical health care right when they walk in the hospital. And all that's required of the citizens is to pay a monthly tax based on their income, which seems logically right. And so why can't we Americans pull this off? Well, I think it's because we're afraid of letting our government control this system, and calling it socialism. We'd be guilty of socialism, I guess, and it would be damaging to the democracy that we Americans desire. But you have to think about it, really. I mean, relieve the problems of healthcare, or risk being called socialists. I don't know about you, but having a reliable healthcare seems a lot more appealing. And after all the countries that Moore has mentioned having free healthcare, I can't help but being extremely critical of how our government has handled the issues that we face. I mean, we're trying to get ourselves out of a war that lasted a long time, and really, I don't know about you, but I don't think it really got anywhere to a point where we wanted it to get. And while we had this healthcare issue on our hands, and to top it off, trillions of our tax dollars have been used for that effort. And by now most people have realized that we should have listened to everyone else and not invaded Iraq. But that part doesn't really matter right now. I mean, we're struggling to get ourselves out of the situation. And, well, as many people over the years have fought for healthcare for the single cause of creating a better healthcare, most have been shut down, if not all. One such is Hillary Clinton, and in the 90s she led a strong campaign for universal healthcare in the US, but it was also shut down. However, on a disturbing note, she was promised to be a paid recipient of health care money, and still is. She's number 2, the second largest paid recipient. And well, it seems like the money got the best of her. But in this case, it really isn't one side's fault. It really lies on the shoulders of both Democrats and Republicans. I mean, by law, health insurance companies are required to maximize profits. And so on this focus, they have found numerous ways to pool in their own profits while we Americans suffer. But in Britain, for example, a person with maybe a lot less money than someone else would receive the same medical assistance that anyone else would receive, which is a luxury compared to what we Americans face. So as Moore points out, even as unrealistic as this goal of universal health care seems, it isn't impossible, actually. It's it's achievable. And well, we don't have to mirror Britain's healthcare system, for example, but look at the systems that do provide a more effective healthcare and take the things that work for them and use these ideas as models to create a new healthcare system in the US. This issue affects all of us and who live in the United States, and to help get ourselves to the point where many other countries are already at, it will require a cooperative effort from all of us. And so on a last note, I'd like to say from the words of one of the members of Parliament in Britain, in the movie SiCKO, if you can find money to kill people, you can find money to help people, which Morris also mentioned. And well, that's all I have to say, and really a better healthcare system isn't out of reach, so I hope you guys will fight for this issue and will support Michael Moore's film SiCKO. See ya.